Still has scuffs on it from people's fingernails, I guess. But she's still cleaned up pretty good compared to what it was. Look like these. A lot worse, actually. These are plastic chrome plated also, so don't use steel wool on these either if you're reusing the old ones. Use that Krug cutter, lightly spray it, and don't soak it up in there. Take your toothbrush and get into the grain or the crevices. There's your different steps on the base, all wrapped. There's one wrapped with no attachments on it, no arm pad, no chrome piece. I have some tips for these also. Use like a, I'll have to cut those out. So I might do that video on another video, because I don't have the supplies I'm wanting to use here. But ultimately it would be just filling it with like a cork type round diameter something and cutting it at an angle. Cut it at an angle and fill it in, push it in after you put a screw in there. Armrest, this is the main reason for the video. When I got to these, I thought I should do the video. This is a major problem on some of these cars, where these armrests get dilapidated, just empty, and I don't know how many people I've seen cover over these and they look like garbage. Even if they do a good job at first, it comes loose later from all the funk and all the old foam that's on here. And it did have a metal base, so I peeled that off, took a wire brush and a drill and cleaned all the foam and what rust I could get off of there. Clean that piece up. Made a wood base out of some 1/4-inch wood. Made some spacers in there so it was the right depth. Drilled a few holes here through the middle. I'm just going to attach that with screws. Just make sure your screws don't go through the other side. It wouldn't feel good on your elbow. And after that, I have a high density Landau foam. This is 1/4-inch, 3/16. Glue that on the top. You can either fold around the edge and form it. This was a little thick to be bending, so I took a nice clean X-Acto blade and cut a raw edge right up against, nice and straight. And then I covered the whole thing with some, I used headliner material. It's foam, but I just wanted a soft cushion to round off the edges after this. And you'll end up with something like this. So there's an armrest, nice and rebuilt. Still got to put the material on it. For the pattern, just set that upside down at first, traced it. And nice little tip for you upholstery guys that sew. If you want a boxed corner, cut it out where everything's boxed in at 90-degree angles. That one's flaring out that way, so it's not quite a 90-degree. And simply pinch it. So cut it out with your 1/2-inch seam allowance, whatever you use, 3/8. There's one I haven't trimmed yet. So after you sew it, you can see I kind of rounded it off and then just go straight down. And I trim that seam allowance really small so I don't have a big bulk built up behind there. That way it folds over and boxes in pretty nice. And carefully glue that on there. It's not too fun. It takes some patience. All this takes patience. And I made some pieces out of wood this time instead of ABS plastic. And wrapped them in the same material. And it's going to be the filler pieces for the handle. Nice new stainless steel screws. That's not the cheap chrome plated ones that come with the seat attached. These are separate, all stainless. Should last a while. And I think that's about it. I can keep sharing more and more tips, but that's basically it, and probably all I can cover before this clip cuts off. So from start to finish, we have quite a few steps. Just take it little at a time. Try to keep a clean environment that helps, and keep parts organized. When you start getting frustrated, put it up for the day. These are all things I've learned over the 23 years of doing upholstery. I'm really going more in depth in rebuilding these pieces nowadays. So I hate having deadlines, but I do my best to keep everything in a timely manner. And that looks like it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back and show the car with the door panels finished, and I'm waiting on UPS to bring some floor mats for it. So when all that gets done, I'll have the next video up, and then after that one I will show the Suburban. It's got a few parts finished in it. Door panels, half the headliner, repainted all the plastic trim. These are ready to go in. Peace. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a blessed one.